Okay. Thank you, Neva. I didn't know I was going to start with tears, so thank you for that. I called Neva like 8:30 yesterday morning, and I said, "What am I going to talk to these beautiful women about?" Like, I didn't pull up in the fanciest car. I don't have the newest iPhone. I don't wear designer clothes. Like, what do I have to say to you, beautiful women? I have my real and my truth to share with you. From my setbacks to my heartbreaks to my journeys to even my homelessness, and still being a mother and still being rooted into my community and letting everyone know that you can still get through it. So, when it comes to our journeys are all different, but we all go through them and we all are here for one another. So, I didn't show up to impress anybody today, but I did show up to make an impact. And sometimes as women, we feel like we have to walk in the room to impress. We feel like we have to walk in the room and we have to be the brightest, we have to be the loudest. But sometimes just sitting in the corner and being the quietest and just overlooking and seeing where you can pour into one another is all we can do and is all we're supposed to do. There was a time when I asked him to send me Isaiah 6:8 when he said, "Who shall I send?" And I was like, "Send me." And I didn't realize when I asked him to send me and that I was ready, I would be walking into these type of rooms. I have a background in public relations and capacity building and community engagement. So it's easy for me to get up here and talk about our local businesses. It's easy for me to get up here and talk about our youth that need help and to talk about missions and organizations. But for me to have to talk about myself and for me to have to release those errors that we all hide, that we like, oh no, we're not going to talk about that. We're okay with that. For us to talk about our traumas and our triggers, it's scary. And I'm scared up here. I'm not going to lie. It's like, I'm scared. So when it comes to that, it's showing up and being obedient. I have a women's group that it's a small, predominant women's, and we have women that are CEOs, that are executive directors, that are mayors to people in politics. And I was hosting a beautiful dinner just for us to network and get to know one another. That same night, I had to jump the gate of my office just to get somewhere to lay my head down. I did not want to show up for them, but I had to. And I'm glad I did. Because even though I had to jump the gate, and mind you, my office was part of the city. So I know they saw me on the camera jumping the gate at 10 o'clock at night. And they're looking like, what is Sharetha doing jumping the gate? And I was sleeping in my office. I stayed in my office for 30 days. I had 2 kids. I have 2 kids. But the hardest thing you can do is walk away from someone you love or something you love, something you desired, whether that be a relationship, whether that be a job, whether that be a situation that's setting you back and not helping you grow. And I had to walk away. Do you know what grief feels like when someone's still alive and you may see them in the store, but you love them so much, but you just had to walk away and you felt like you were betraying them, but you're not betraying them, you're loving yourself. And that's the first thing we have to do. We have to love ourselves to walk away from situations. Again, whether they're relationships or whether they're jobs, loving yourself, you're not betraying anyone. You're pouring back into yourself. So that was one of the hardest moments for me, was to walk away from someone I was with for 10 years, that comfort zone that I knew, and start over and to be displaced with 2 kids. And mind you, again, I work a lot in the community and I advocate for a lot of people. For me to have to advocate for myself was the hardest and most embarrassing thing. But you know what I did? I still walked in there, head held high, and said, I need help. What can we do? And they're looking at me like, you need help? Yeah, I need help. So that's when I decided to be obedient. And I have been angry with the man above for a long time, long time. He took my sister, my mom was diagnosed, and then he took my dad. When he took my dad, I was like, oh, what else you gonna take? What are you gonna take me next? When my dad passed, that was the only person I knew that had my back no matter what. No matter if I was right, no matter if I was wrong. He's gonna tell me when I'm wrong, and he's gonna tell me in private, but he's still gonna have my back. So my faith was no longer there until I needed it to be. and I was obedient. And when I asked him and told him I was ready, he started shifting me and sending me in rooms like this. And for me to represent not just myself, but for women that don't know what to say or how to say it. And I'm proud to do that in every which way. And I wasn't gonna bring my notepad up here, but honey, I need my notepad. So for those of you that are like, oh, you got your notepad, it's like, it's one of those things that, again, it's that judgment. Like, oh, what are they gonna think if I have my notepad up there? Are they gonna think that I'm not speaking from the heart? I'm speaking from the heart, but my heart has so much to say. I just wanna make sure I say it, and I wanna make sure I give it to you right. So in my journey of being displaced with my kids, all I wanted was a home. All I wanted was, somewhere safe for my kids so we could lay our heads. And it was a long journey, and having to separate from my spouse of 10 years and me having to do it on my own, it wasn't just about a house. It was about me understanding me. It was about me sitting with myself and looking at every part of myself, the good, the ugly, the bad. And that's the hardest thing we can do, especially as women and especially as human beings. Because how easy it for us to sit back and be like, oh my gosh, do you see what she got on? I would never do that. But then again, when we look in the mirror, we'd be like, girl, is you going outside like that? I sure am. But we don't want to cast that same judgment on ourselves. We don't want to look at ourselves and be like, okay, let's fix this. But we're quick to sit there and say, well, I can help you fix this for you. And then you go home and you look at yourself like, I need to fix that for myself. Those silent times we have to ourselves are the most scariest moments. And when I was displaced with my kids, that's when I had the time to myself to really realize it's more than just me getting a house. It's about me loving myself and feeling home within myself. The house came. Eventually it came with hard work and determination. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys everything's easy. Hell no, it's not easy. Y'all know it's not easy, especially for women. It's definitely not easy for us, especially now. We have to fight 10 times harder. We have to show up 10 times more just to be seen that one time that a man is maybe seen 50 times. But that's okay because we're resilient and we're determined. Why do you think we carry the babies? When it comes to transitioning and faith, business, and betting on yourself, you can never go wrong. People are gonna envy you for that. How dare she think she can do that? How dare she think she can start a business? How dare she think she can put in for a letter of recommendation? How dare she think she can ask me for a raise? Because all bets are on me. And if you put all bets on yourself, you're gonna go 10 times harder. Why put bets on anybody else for them to let you down? You believe, you pray, and you put all bets on you. Because at the end of the day, when it doesn't go through, then it's on you. So that's when you put all bets on you. And there's nothing wrong with that. People are gonna be jealous, they're gonna envy, but that's okay. They're missing something in themselves. They see something in you that they wish they could do. And that's usually what it is. And that's not the time for you to be like, girl, you feel this type of way, you feel that type of way. That's the time for you to ask your sister, what's going on with you? Why do you feel that type of way? Confront it. Be like, well, why are you sending this? Why are you saying that? To have a group of people that you confine in and then to realize that they may be gossiping about you behind your back. And then when you step in that room, everyone gets quiet. And you're looking like, oh, do I look that good today? I mean, I know I put on deodorant. Like, why did everybody get quiet? It's not you, it's them, because you're walking in your truth. You're walking with your head held high. You're walking in confident. When I was homeless, again, my office was in a city building. They knew because I was there late nights. They knew because I was there first thing in the morning. They knew because they saw my son coming out of the bathroom after he was brushing his teeth. But do you think they asked me, hey, Sharetha, are you okay? No, they decided to just chatter and talk among themselves. But every day I still walked in the main building and I smiled and I showed up, and they could not deny me of that. They could not deny me of my greatness. They could not deny me of my confidence and my truth. So understanding who you're becoming also means understanding your traumas and connecting with them. And at some point, we have all gone through trauma, but also at some point in our lives, we have to take control and take charge of it and no longer be a victim. We have to maneuver with them. We have to understand them. And we have to know our triggers. If you know that something triggers you when you're with a certain friend, don't be with that certain friend at that certain time. If you know that talking to that person it's gonna trigger what you had going on, don't talk to that person. And that's okay. Be selfish. You better be selfish with yourself because nobody else is. You have to love you. And when people want to sit there and say, oh, you acting funny, you don't want to hang over here, you don't want to hang over there. No, I don't. I'm sorry. What am I coming for? I'm sorry. Like, what, we're gonna sit down and gossip about what? Is we finna talk about getting some money? Are we finna talk about helping other people that need to do what they need to do? You just wanna sit around and have cocktails and crackers and cheese just to talk? No, I have other things to do. I could be pouring into myself. I could be sitting in the mirror and talking about what I need to change about myself instead of sitting here gossiping with everybody else. So that's a big thing, and that's a sisterhood. And there's so many different type of sisterhoods. And we all network. We all go into different rooms. And it's a beautiful thing. You're not going to click with everyone. And there's going to be people in there that's going to rub you the wrong way just because. And that's okay. We're human. We have feelings. It's okay. You do not have to pair with everyone. You do not have to want to hang out and network with everyone. Everyone's not going to connect with your mission and your purpose. And that's okay. We have to be okay with not being a cup of tea for everybody. Because sometimes we just too sweet, my dear. I'm just gonna say it like that. We're just too sweet without the honey. So you have to understand survival and softness. Women, even myself, we're so hard. We're so hard. We're so tough. Because listen, my nail tech can tell you that I had a major breakdown in her chair. I had just got my nails done and I had to fix my car. And I had just broke a nail. And I had went in there and she's like, what were you doing? I was like, I had to fix my car. And she's like, why are you fixing on my car? Fixing on your car? I just broke down crying. She's like, oh Lord, what happened? And it was because I was so tired of having to be tough. I was so tired of having to be, superwoman. We get tired. We don't have capes. We're not supposed to have capes. We are soft, and it's okay to be soft and strong. It's okay to fix on your cars, but also understanding that you need to be soft. And at that moment, I just wanted to be soft. I didn't want to feel like, handy-mandy. And it's okay to do those things. So understanding that you have to step out of that, it's all about survival mode, and tap into your softer side to understand who she really is, because we all were young. We all wanted the houses, we did the princess dresses, we all started so soft, and life hardened us. Don't allow life to harden you to the point where you're just, ugh. Soften up, and that's okay. We're women. And waiting for your yes, girl, don't wait for your yes. I don't care if you feel like you're supposed to be invited. You don't have to be invited. You don't need to be invited. You want to know why? Because he is creating a table for you to host on your own and for your table to collect with you. So just because you're not invited to sit at that table, you will have your own table to host. And your own people will collab around you and they will connect with you and you guys will grow. There's a power and a sisterhood in womanship. We can do so much together. I don't care if there's 10 of us in the room and we all do the same thing. We all have different ways of doing it. We all have different strengths. We could all be in marketing and public relations. One of us may be better at speaking on the mic. Another one may be better at graphics and digital design. I will never turn away from someone that does the same thing I do. I will never not collaborate with someone that does the same thing I do. Why not? Girl, let's get together and let's go get this money and make this impact. We have to understand and break down those barriers as, oh my gosh, I need to keep it to myself, keep it to myself. No, it's okay to share it. That's what a sisterhood is. That's what womanhood is. So you have to remember that you're soft but strong. You're healed but hungry. And you're chosen and you're not damn it convenient. Stop being convenient. Stop allowing people to take your peace from you. Take your peace back. And that starts with you understanding who you are. And we have to look deeper than on the outside. Like, we love the clothes, we love the glitz and the glam, but what happens when we go home and we take everything off? What happens when the kids are in bed? What happens when everybody's silent? All the work is done. Who do you have? You have yourself. So understanding who you are, it's about becoming her. She's already in there. You just have to bring her out, and you have to let her know it's okay that you're not perfect. So I want to leave you, and I want to remind everyone that you are becoming her, soft but strong, healed but hungry, and you're chosen. And you let them know you are not convenient for them. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Nick.
beautiful. Thank you.